If I had to compare all the Amazon FBA business models and tell you which one is best to start with today, this is exactly what I'd say based on my years in the business. When I first got started with Amazon FBA, I was completely overwhelmed by all the different options. Should I do private label, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale? I spent months jumping between different models, wasting time and money because I didn't know which path was right for me. I remember standing in TK Maxx with my phone, scanning items, hoping I'd finally find that killer product. Spoiler alert, that's not how successful Amazon businesses are built. After years of testing all the Amazon business models and helping hundreds of new sellers get started, I've developed a very clear understanding of which model works well for Amazon beginners, especially in the UK market. And the answer might surprise you. In this video, I'm going to break down the 4 main Amazon business models: retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale and private label. I'll show you the pros and cons of each, startup costs, and most importantly, which one I would choose if I had to start over today with limited money. Let's start by understanding each model. First up, retail arbitrage. This is where you physically go to shops like B&M, The Range, TK Maxx, find products on sale or clearance, and scan them with an app on your phone. The pros of retail arbitrage are the low barriers to entry. You can literally start with £500, a smartphone, an Amazon account, and a scanning app. This is also a great way of starting Amazon without risking too much money. But the cons are significant. It's incredibly time consuming. You're literally exchanging your hours for money. You might spend hours driving to many different shops to only find a couple of products. It's also very difficult to scale when you're limited by your time and the amount of units available in local stock. For someone starting in the UK today, I'd rate retail arbitrage 6 out of 10 for beginners. It's accessible, but not the most efficient use of your time. Next is online arbitrage. This is similar to retail arbitrage, but instead of physically going to the shops, you're finding deals on websites like Argos and Boots, reselling those items on Amazon. The pros of online arbitrage are huge. You can do it from your own home, you can scale it with virtual assistants, and you can leverage tools to make the product research far more efficient. It's also much easier to replenish items because you can simply order from the website rather than going into the physical store and hoping they're still on sale. The cons? You'll face more competition since the barriers to entry are lower. You also need to be careful with order cancellations from retailers when ordering in bulk. For UK sellers starting today, I'd rate online arbitrage 8 out of 10 for beginners. It's the perfect balance of accessibility and scalability. Third is wholesale. This is where you buy products directly from distributors or manufacturers and then sell them on Amazon. The pros of wholesale are the more predictable inventory and the ability to scale significantly. Once you establish relationships with suppliers, you can often reorder the same products consistently. The cons? It often requires a huge amount of capital to get going, upwards of £10,000. You need to build relationships with suppliers, which takes time, and many of their easy wholesale accounts are often saturated with Amazon sellers already. For UK sellers in today's market, I'd rate wholesale a 3 out of 10. It's a solid model, but not for beginners. The higher capital requirements and the relationships needed make it difficult. Also, if you haven't gone through the OA process and you make your mistakes in wholesale, they can be detrimental to your business. Finally, there's private label. This is where you create your own brand and products, typically by working with manufacturers, often in China, to produce products with your branding. The pros are that you control your own brand. You can potentially build something with real equity that can be sold one day, and your margins can be excellent once established. The cons? It typically takes more capital to start, often £15,000 and upwards. It has the longest time to profitability, anywhere from 6 to 12 months, and it comes with higher risk. You're essentially betting on a product concept that might not sell. For UK sellers beginning today, I'd rate private label 4 out of 10. Not because it's a bad model, but simply because it's not the best place for most people to start. So which model would I choose if I had to start again today? Without question, I'd start with online arbitrage. and here's why. It has the best balance of low startup costs and scalability. It's the fastest path to generating cash flow. It teaches you all the fundamentals of Amazon selling, inventory management, understanding sales rank and competition without risking large amounts of money. You can start part-time while still working your regular job, only requires a couple of hours a day. It's the perfect stepping stone to other models. Many successful wholesale and private label sellers started with online arbitrage. They use it to build their capital and their knowledge. I want to address a common concern that I hear all the time. Isn't online arbitrage saturated in 2025? Short answer is no, and here's why. The UK e-commerce market is massive and growing every year. There are literally millions of products across thousands of websites that can be profitably resold on Amazon. The key is knowing where and how to look. Here's a simple example. Last week, I found a board game on sale at Argos selling for £12.99. On Amazon, it was selling for £29.99. It sold over 100 times a month, and there were only 3 FBA sellers on the listing. I bought 10 units and they sold within 2 weeks at full price. That's a profit of about £60 after all fees, from one product that I found in 10 minutes. These opportunities exist every single day, but most people either don't know how to find them or they're looking in the wrong place. So if you're just getting started, here's my recommended action plan. Start with online arbitrage to learn the basics and generate cash flow. Once you have consistent results and more capital, start to test wholesale accounts. After you have a solid understanding of Amazon and a healthy cash flow from your online arbitrage and wholesale business, start to consider private label. What about timing? How long does this journey take? With focused effort, you can expect to make your first sale within 2 to 4 weeks on online arbitrage, reach £1,000 plus profit within 3 to 4 months, and scale to £5,000 plus a month profit within 12 to 18 months. This obviously does depend on how much money you're investing into the business initially, but I'm assuming a minimum of £1,000. It does also assume that you reinvest your profits during this initial growth phase. If you would like me to give you a better idea on numbers based on your starting budget, feel free to drop it in the comments and I'll try to give you a best guess scenario. Now let me give you some advice on how to get started with online arbitrage as a beginner. Number 1, set up your Amazon Pro seller account properly from day one. Go for the professional plan at £30 per month. It will then remove the per item fee. Invest in essential tools. At a minimum, you need Keeper, which is about £15 a month. This will allow you to check price history and trends, and a profit calculation tool such as Sellerant. Start with categories that are easy to get approved in. Things like books, toys, home and kitchen, groceries. These all tend to be really good for beginners. Give yourself good margins. Only buy products where you can sell them for at least £3 profit and 30% ROI. That way you've got a good amount of room for error. Begin with small quantities before scaling up to larger orders. Quantities such as 3 to 5 units, just until you learn what you're doing. Remember, the goal in the beginning isn't to make a fortune. It's to learn the system, develop your processes, and start generating consistent cash flow that you can reinvest. So there you have it. If I had to start again today, I would absolutely choose online arbitrage as my entry point into Amazon FBA. It's the perfect balance of accessibility, risk management, and scalability for most beginners in the UK market. If you found this video, please hit like, make sure to subscribe, and comment below any questions that you have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.